If I told you this was one of the most famous paintings in history, you probably wouldn't believe me. Up close, it looks like noise. Tiny dots, random colors, no meaning. But take just 5 steps back. Suddenly, a park. People resting, light on the river, stillness. Nothing changed on the canvas. The only thing that changed was distance. Lately, I've been questioning even my smallest decisions. Is this the right move? Should I wait? What if I'm wrong? Even taking one small step has felt heavier than it should. And while I was looking for something, some reassurance maybe, I came back to this painting. Up close, each dot feels insignificant. Alone, it looks uncertain. But step back, and every dot belongs. It made me wonder, what if the small steps we take, even the hesitant ones, are already part of something larger? Today, I want to explore what our brain does in that moment, and why our ordinary days might work the same way. The artist Georges Seurat used a method called pointillism. He didn't mix violet paint on a palette. He placed tiny blue and red dots next to each other. So how do we see violet? Inside your eye, light hits the retina. Signals travel to the visual cortex, especially an area called V1. Neurons there don't see objects. They respond to small patches of color and light. Each neuron has something called a receptive field, a tiny window of space it listens to. In this painting, the whole scene has many people, trees, grass, and water. Each neuron can only see a very small part of the visual scene. This small area is called its receptive field, like a tiny window. But one neuron only responds to what is inside its small window. So instead of one neuron seeing everything, many neurons each look at small pieces. The brain then combines all these pieces to understand the full image. Blue and red dots are very small and very close together. They fall inside the same receptive field. The neuron doesn't report two separate colors. It computes an integrated response, not because it decides to, but because that's how the system is built. This is called spatial integration. Your brain isn't guessing, it's integrating. That's optical mixing, and it happens automatically. Dots remain separate. Your visual system keeps detecting tiny contrasts. Different neurons respond to different spatial frequencies, fine detail versus broad areas of color. That constant microcontrast gives the painting a subtle shimmer. It feels alive, not because it requires extra effort, but because your visual system is continuously resolving detail. You are not consciously working harder. Your perception is simply active. Before this massive canvas, Seurat created around 60 studies. Different lighting, different arrangements, different proportions. This wasn't random inspiration, it was iteration. In perception science, there's a principle often linked to Gestalt psychology. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The whole is not reducible to isolated parts, but the whole does not appear without the parts. The final harmony emerges through refinement. Each study was not a failure. It was information, adjustment, calibration. Progress rarely looks impressive in close-up. When you stand too close to the painting, you see fragments. When you step back, you see structure. Your life can feel like that, a commute, an email, a repetitive task. Individually, they look like gray dots, but perception teaches us something important. Meaning is scale dependent. At one scale, there is noise. At another, there is pattern. The dots do not change, the frame does. Your brain is constantly integrating across time, not just in vision, but in memory. The hippocampus binds experiences. The prefrontal cortex helps construct narrative meaning. Single events rarely define your life. Patterns do. Just as color emerges from clustered dots, identity emerges from repeated actions. Consistency is neurological. Seurat worked patiently, placing one dot at a time. He never saw the finished image all at once. He trusted accumulation. Up close, each mark was small, almost uncertain, but he kept going. If you can't see the whole picture yet, that doesn't mean it isn't forming. Your brain integrates over time, so does your life. Keep placing your dots, even the hesitant ones. Distance will come, and when it does, what once felt like noise may begin to look like meaning. If today felt like noise, this is for you. What's one small dot you placed anyway? It can be something small. Sending an email, starting a sketch, taking a break you needed. If this moment with art brought you a bit of peace, I'd love for us to meet here again. Subscribing to this channel is like pulling up a chair in this room whenever you need a break. And if you enjoyed our talk, a like helps me know that this message reached your heart. I'll leave you now with the art itself, pure and undisturbed. If you wish to immerse yourself deeper, please pause the screen and let the beauty wash over you. I'll see you in the next frame.